everyone. Today is Tech Tip Tuesday with Tech Genius. And today Maarten is going to show us a nifty tool about how you can put a password together that's both secure and that you can still remember.
Thanks, Melanie. So yeah, this is just a little bit of sort of a easy way of doing things. It's not very technical. So I just want to quickly explain why it's important to try and select a password that's, secure. So just to explain the math behind it, if you just select a password that contains a single case, like capital A to capital Z, for example, or lowercase z, that's 26 combinations. If you use a password that pretty much contains uppercase and lowercase characters, that increases with another 26 possible combinations. If you include a number in your password from, let's say, 0, 1 to 9 and a 0, that's another 10 combinations. And then if you take some of the common special characters, that is another 13 possible combinations. Now, if you look at the math of it, let's say you have a single character is 26 combinations, so you have a 2-character password, that's 26 times 27. So you can see if you have a 7-character passwords and there's just a normal A to Z combinations, you wind up with about, 8,000 million possible combinations.
Wow.
Now, yes. Now, if you add these other things, and that brings you to 75 possible combinations. So if you have a password that's 7 characters long, that increases to this very large number. so you can see it's exponentially higher. So just out of interest, if somebody were to try and hack a password that's 7 characters long, and each sort of combination takes a second to generate, to try and get through all these possible combinations would take about 254 years.
That's a long time. I don't think anybody will spend that much time to try and hack your password.
Yeah, and by that time I'm long gone, so who cares? Anyway, so it's very important to always choose a password that's at least 7 characters long or longer. And the other reality is people are not going to, this is if you go through all the possible combinations. So the less obvious you are, the more attempts it takes to sort of reach your password. Okay, so what you want to try and do is you want to have a password that contains, uppercase, lowercase, a special character, and a number that's 7 characters or longer. So let's just take something. So a good place to start is by memorizing a word. And, the less obvious the word is, the better. And it's something that you don't share with anybody. So don't use your pet's name, don't use your name, don't use your child's name or your address or street name. So just can I ask you for anything random, Melanie, that you might remember?
Sure. So let's take my favorite color, which is pink.
Okay, all right. So let's assume that nobody knows what your favorite color is. So let's start with pink. Now, you could have gone with pink, for example, as a starting point. And now what I would recommend is if you know a second language, it's even better, because often the people who try and attack with these password combinations, they'll start with words in the English dictionary. So if you can choose something that is in another language, so much better. So there you have, now you can see we've got a few characters over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not enough. And the other thing, at least, and what I recommend is always make your first one an uppercase and the rest a lowercase. So you've already met that requirement. You've already gone up from 26 to double that. The next thing that I would recommend is take the letters and replace them with numbers. So instead of the I, put a 1 in there, and instead of the E, you can put a 3 in there. So now you've met the next requirement of putting in, a number. And now putting in a special character, you can basically put an exclamation mark. So all you have to now do is remember P13NK exclamation mark. So basically pink with numbers in an exclamation mark at the end. But now you need to come to the next requirement. You can see we're sitting at 6 characters. And the last thing you want to do is use the same password for every website. That would not be a good thing, because if somebody gets your password for one, then they can get it everywhere. So you want to make a unique password for every single website. Now, what I recommend you do is, what you could do, and it's good to come up with your own idea, the more unique it is better, but one possible way you could do is, let's say, for example, you want to generate a Gmail password. So you take it starts with a G, and then you think of any word, that you associate with a G. So you can choose anything random, any ideas?
What about golf?
Okay, great. So let's go with golf. So all you now have to, you've already memorized this. So all you have to remember, when you go into your Gmail, the word you associate with that is golf. And then you've got a password that is actually we're looking at about 11 characters long, which will take hundreds of years to hack. And it's easy to remember, and you're ticking all the boxes.
Thank you, Maarten. That's wonderful. I'm definitely going to make use of this method.
Pleasure, Melanie.